Hey guys, let's pretend that you're writing a story about a character or a bunch of characters that have a bunch of flaws and they really need to learn the lesson, but then you want to introduce like a magic system or some magical or sci-fi force that comes and completely changes their story. What if you had a character that they're just so stubborn and they don't quite understand the lesson and they need some sort of exterior force that's going to help them and knock some sense into them? Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about how to write an out-of-the-bottle story based on Save the Cat. If you want to grab yourself a copy of Save the Cat by Blake Snyder, I'm going to have a link to that in the description below. I highly recommend you go check it out. Today we're going to be covering one little portion in the book about how to write an out-of-the-bottle story. It's called an out-of-the-bottle because this is kind of based on the story of Aladdin, how Aladdin found the genie and the lamp, and the genie gave him the wishes and transformed his entire world. What the key thing about an out-of-the-bottle story is that you have your character who really they could have learned the lesson from the get-go. They didn't really need the magic or the sci-fi to come and change things. They just had to figure out the lesson themselves because your character has flaws. Maybe they're stubborn, maybe they're arrogant. They need to be taught the lesson basically the hard way, and often that's through a magic or a sci-fi. So today we're going to be covering three important elements into creating an out-of-the-bottle story. The first one is a hero deserving of the magic. The second one is a spell. And the third one is the lesson. And in order to explain this, we're going to be taking examples from A Christmas Carol, Aladdin, and Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. Keep in mind there will be spoilers for these movies. So first, let's talk about the primary aspect of your story, which is a hero deserving of the magic. This is either someone who has a big goal and feels that they can't obtain it unless the magic intervenes, or there's someone who's lost their way and needs to be brought back through the magic. An example of someone who's trying to achieve a goal is Aladdin, where he's a common street rat who wants to escape the life that he has and also be able to marry the woman of his dreams, Princess Jasmine. In A Christmas Story, Scrooge doesn't find joy in anything aside from his riches. He also doesn't care about helping others less fortunate than he is. And finally, he has a certain attitude for Christmas. In Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, the entire family is essentially the hero and problem child, where they all can't agree with each other or get along or appreciate each other. So once you've established who your main character is, who your main flawed hero is, next we need the spell. And I say spell because this could be a form of magic or this could be a form of science, such as in Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. Now here's the fun part. The spell needs to have specific rules that your character and the audience can understand and work with. The genie can grant 3 wishes as long as they don't involve killing, raising people from the dead, making others fall in love with you, or wishing for more wishes. Scrooge is visited by the ghost of Christmas past, who shows him past memories. The ghost of Christmas present shows what happened in the present with people Scrooge knows, and the ghost of Christmas future shows future events that will happen if Scrooge doesn't change. Wayne Szalinski introduces a device which can shrink someone to only a few inches. There's an important principle of writing a magic system that we can follow along, which is basically Brandon Sanderson's first law. An author's ability to solve conflict with magic is directly proportional to how well the reader understands said magic, meaning that your audience will go along for the ride if they understand what the magic system is, its benefits, and its limitations, as well as how it will help your character to learn their ultimate lesson. And finally, we have the lesson. What is the ultimate moral that your character needs to learn? Aladdin never did have to change what he was in the end. He just had to be himself and tell the truth. Then he could have ended up with Jasmine anyways. Scrooge just had to realize that time is short and that sharing kindness with others is much more valuable and much more rewarding than keeping your wealth to yourself. Both Szalinski families in Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves have problems with each other where they can't see eye to eye, but by having the parents observe what the kids are capable of doing without them, makes them realize that they've underestimated what their kids can do, which makes them appreciate the kids more. And of course, the siblings also learn how to work well with each other. In both of these cases, the hero could have learned the lesson on their own, but they didn't. That's why it's important to have your characters come across the magic to push them to become better people. Remember, your hero will either get help they think they need, or will be pushed to face reality and understand the consequences of their actions. Both of these should lead your character to their ultimate goal, which is the lesson. So I hope this example helped you out, guys. Once again, if you want a copy of Save the Cat by Blake Snyder, I have a link down in the description below. Highly recommend you go check it out. If you like this video and if it brought you any value, please make sure to like and subscribe. Good luck with your writing, and I'll see you next time.